on this computer. All right, let me share this screen. All right, do you see it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. Points in the coordinate plane. Okay. Plot each point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you did these all by yourself, or you guys did them in class, or what?
I did that myself.
You did them yourself? Okay, let's check. All right, let's check. J is 5, 10. That one's right. I 1, 9, 1, 9. Yep. Okay, so with these things, the main thing is just to remember that the x is always first, right? So this is your x and this is your y, right? So just remember that x is first, comma, y, right? Y is second, x is first. Okay, I is good. H 6, -9. 6, -9. That one's good. G, where is G? G is -6, 8, -6. This should be G.
Which one?
G. -6, 8. You label it as D.
Oh,
See this one right here?
yeah.
All right, that one should be G, as in G as in good. See this one right here? It's not D, it's G. Right? This one right here, -6, 8. -6 is right there, and 8 is right there. So just relabel that as G.
Okay.
Okay, that one's G. 9, 0, F, that one's good. E, -6, 0, -6, 0, that one's good. D, -8, -4, -8, -4. Yep. Yeah, this is the right D. Yep, this is one's right. So just change this one to G. 5, 0, C, yeah, that one's good. -1, -1 for B, -1, -1, that one's good. And 8, -8, -1, -8, -1. Yes, all that's good. Just change the D to G on number 1.
Okay.
All right, number 2. Number 2, let's see what you got. A, 7, 10. 7, 10, that one's good. B, 0, 4. 0, 4, that one's good. -1, 10, -1, 10, that one's good. D, -6, -6, that one's good. 10, 0, that one's good. 9, 7. F is 9, 7, that one's good. -3, -4 for G. -3, -4, that one's good. H, -4, -9, -4, -9, that one's good. 4, 1, 4, 1, that one's good. 7, -9. 7, -9. Yes, okay. 2 is good. All right, let's look at 3. 3. State the coordinates of each point. All right, let's see here. A equals 10, no, -10, 2. -10, 2, that one's good. B is 6, 10. That one's good. C is -8, -3. -8, -3, that one's good. -8, -8, -8, -8, that one's good. 1, -5 for E. 1, -5, that one's good. F, 2, -4. 2, -4, that one's good. G, -7, -7, 8. -7, 8, that one's good. E, 1, -5, 1, -5, that one's good. 2, 5 for H, that one's good. J, -7, -5, -7, -5, that one's good. And 8, -2. 8. Okay, all of those are right. Okay, those are all right. All right, 3. 3 is good. Okay, so same thing with 4. Let's check 5, -9. 5, -9. This one's good. 5, -4. F is good. G, 10, 4 is good. 0, 0 is good. 3, 4. 3, 4 for I is good. J, -3, -10. -3, -10 is good. K, -7, 2. -7, 2. That one's good. I, -7, -5. -7. Oh no, that's L. That's L. Yeah, that -7 is right here. -5. L should be right here. L, this one right here. That one says -7, -5, right? -7 is right there. What number? What coordinate is this one right here?
L,
Not the letter, the coordinate. Like what's the XY? What's the X? What's the Y on this one?
7 is the
Negative
X,
7. Yeah, and Y is
and
-7, right?
yeah.
So L should be really right here. So that scratch that one out. Put your L right there. Okay. All right. So fix this one. Fix this one, right? Fix that one. M, 10, 2. 10, 2. That one's good. N, -3, -8. Where's N? -3. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just fix L on that one. All of them are good except L.
Okay.
All right. 4 is good except for the L. Okay. Fix that one. All right. 4. All right. State the quadrant or axis that each point lies on. Okay. So what does a quadrant mean? What's this word mean right here? What's this word mean? And what does this word mean? Okay, so we have our XY, right? Where's quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4? Which one's 1? Which one's 2? Which one's 3? Which one's 4?
The top right is 1, the top left is 2,
Okay.
the bottom left is 3, and the bottom right is 4.
Okay, so that's what quadrants are. Quadrant, you know the prefix quad, that just means 4, right? So any word that starts with QUAD just means 4. Quadrant, quarter. Oh, and actually, quarter doesn't start with QUAD, right? Quadrant, quadrilateral. You know quadrilateral, right? A four-sided figure.
Yeah.
Quadrant, quadrilateral, quadriceps. It's a muscle in your leg. There's 4 pieces to it, right? So any word that starts with QUAD means 4, right? So quadrant just means 4 pieces, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. What does this word mean? Axis. What is that? What is that? What does axis mean?
The axis is like the lines.
Yeah. So the left, right is the X. So the horizontal axis is the X axis, right? Left and right. That's the X. And then the vertical axis is the up and down, which is the Y. Right? So axis just means either left or right or up or down. The X axis or the Y axis. Okay. All right, let's check these. L, -2, 1. -2, 1 would be quadrant 2. That's right. -3, -2. -3, -2 is 3. Yep. 3, 1 is 1. That's good. Right. 6, -3, 5 is 2. That's right. 1, 0. 1, 0. 1, 0 would be right here, right? So it is in quadrant 1, but look at this. Look at what this says. Axis. What axis is 1, 0 on?
Oh.
It says quadrant or axis, right? Quadrant or axis. What should we write? What should we write right here?
Um,
Which axis is it on?
X.
x-axis. So change this one to x-axis. Okay, V, negative 5, 5, negative 5, 5 is quadrant 2. That one's good. Okay, 7, 5, negative 7, 4, that one's right. 7, 2 is 1. Yep, that one's right. Negative 5, 4, quadrant 2, that one's right. 8, okay, so what are we going to write on this one? What are we going to write on this one?
X-axis.
Yep, 7, 0 is somewhere right here, and 3, 0 is somewhere right here. So both of these are x-axis. X-axis. Excuse me. Change this one to x-axis. Change this one to x-axis. Okay, 8, negative 1, 8, negative 1 is quadrant 4. That one's good. Okay, so change those three, right? This one change, this one change, and this one change. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Change those to x-axis. All right, the rest of them are okay. All right, let's go on to 9, 9 and 10. After we do 9 and 10, I'm going to ask you some other questions. So, okay, critical thinking questions. State the coordinates of the endpoints of a line segment that intersects the y-axis. Okay, so let's draw our coordinate. Let's draw our coordinate. Okay, so there's our coordinate. There's y. There's x. Label it. X there. Y there. Okay, state the coordinates of the endpoints of a line segment that intersects the y-axis. Okay, so how do we do that? Give me a line that intersects the y-axis. You know what endpoint means, right? Endpoint just means there's one endpoint, there's your line, and there's another endpoint where the line starts and stops. So this is an endpoint right here, and this is an endpoint right here. Just basically like the two ending points. State the coordinates of the endpoints of a line segment that intersects the y-axis. So what is that? Yeah. Okay, so just say, give me a number.
4.
Okay, so there's your y equals 4, right? So if we draw a horizontal line at y equals 4 like that, what is this point and what is this point? Those are your endpoints. This is like maybe 5 and negative 5. Okay, so if we go down, there's our negative 5 and there's our positive 5. State the coordinates of the endpoints of a line set. So what's the coordinate of this point and what's the coordinate of this point?
5, 4, and negative 5, 4.
Which one's the one on the left first? Let's do this one on the left. Which one's this? What's the coordinates here?
Negative 5, 4.
And then the other one?
5, 4.
5, 4. Okay, so draw this on your paper or take a picture of this. Or draw it in your notebook. Write it down in your notebook. So see what it says? State the coordinates of the endpoints. We just want the coordinates of this point and this point. Okay. All right, 10. Any questions on 9 before we go to 10?
No.
Okay. All right. State the coordinates of the endpoints of a line segment that is not parallel to either axis and does not intersect either axis. Okay, so here's our axes. There's our x, there's our y. You know what parallel means?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what endpoints mean? You know what line segment means? It's just a line. Line just means line segment. You know what endpoint means? You know what line segment means? What does not parallel mean? You know what parallel means, so what does not parallel mean?
It's lines that touch each other.
Lines that say it again.
Lines that touch each other.
How? Yes, that's true. How else can we say it? Lines that starts with an I.
Intersect.
Lines that intersect each other, right? So those are not parallel because they intersect right there, right? Okay, state the coordinates of the endpoints of a line segment that is not parallel to either axis and does not intersect either axis. Okay, so let's say this is -5, this is 5. So what's the endpoints? What if we go from, like, say this is 5 right here, or -5? Say that's -5 and say this is 5. What if we went like from here to this is -1? What if we went like from there, -5 to, and then say this is -1? What if we went like that? Does it fit all the criteria? It's not parallel to either axis and it does not intersect either axis. Is that right?
Yeah.
So what's this coordinate? What's this coordinate?
5, -5.
-5, comma, -5. And then what's this one? -1, -1. That's one example. What's another example?
4, 1.
4, 1, and what else? 4, 1, and
-4, 1.
-4, 1. Okay, so 4, 1 is somewhere like right here. 4, 1's like right there somewhere. And -4, 1. -4, 1 would be here. That would be parallel to the x-axis and it would intersect the y-axis. So it can't be that. Because it says and does not intersect either axis and not parallel to either axis. So it can't be those ones. Give me one more. What about something like, okay, let's stick with the 4, 1. Let's try 4, 1 again. Let's do 4, 1. 4, 1 is like right here. And then what about like right here? If this is 1, what about this? What about right there? 4, 1 is this point. What's this point right here?
5.
Well, remember the x is first.
Oh. 4. Oh, 1.
1, comma 5. So those are two examples that fit what they're asking for. Okay. They just have to not be parallel to the either axis or not intersect either axis. So the red line and the green line both fit that criteria. Okay. All right. So any questions on that?
No.
All right. So take a picture of that or copy that down in your notebook. Then I'm going to ask you some other questions that are not on this.
Okay, I finished.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right. All right, let me erase this stuff. Or actually, I can do like this, clear all drawings. Okay, so let me go to the whiteboard. Let's go to the whiteboard. Can you see the whiteboard?
Yeah.
Press minus a few times if you need to. All right, so here's our x-axis, or here's our y-axis. Here's our x-axis. You can see that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, tell me the signs of these. Tell me the signs. So I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to give you the first one. The x would be positive here, and the y would be positive here. What's these signs? What's these signs? what's these signs? Not the, so just tell me the sign. The sign of the X would be positive or negative here. And would the sign of the Y be positive or negative here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's the signs of those? What's the sign of quadrant 2, 3, and 4?
Negative, positive,
Good. Negative, positive. Yep. 3,
negative, negative, negative,
negative, negative. Good. 4.
and positive, negative.
Good. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Good work. And what quadrant is this? What quadrant is this one right here?
4,
What quadrant is this one right here?
3.
2 and 1, right? Okay, good. All right, good. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so now let me ask you about this. Let me just clear the whole, can I clear the whole thing?
Yeah.
How do I clear the whole thing? Clear, eraser. All right, so I'm gonna ask you this now. That stuff's a little bit easy, right? Now I'm gonna try to trick you. Or maybe not trick you, you might know this already. All right. Okay, so here's your Y. Here's your X. Label it Y and X. Okay. All right, so what's the coordinate of this point right here? What's the coordinate right there? What's the coordinate of this one right here? What's, okay, so there's going to be 4 dots. What's the coordinate of those 4 dots? So say this is 0.1, 0.2, 3, and 4. Give me the coordinates of those 4 points.
7, 5,
Which one?
1,
What's the XY?
7, 5.
Not 7, 5, but 7, 5 would be up here somewhere. See this point right here? That's 0.1. That's 0.2, 0.3, and 0.4. What's the X coordinate on this point right here? 0.1.
7.
0. It's on the Y-axis, right? So it's 0, 5. What's the XY on number 2? What's this X value right here?
0, 0, 0, 2.
Okay. No, I just want you to give me the coordinates. Take that. Okay, take that out. That might be confusing. Tell me the coordinates of this point right here.
0, 0, negative 3.
Which one comes first?
0, negative 3.
So what's the XY?
Negative 3, 0.
Negative 3, 0. Okay, good. What's the coordinate of this one? X is O's first. What's the X? What's the Y?
0, 5.
0, negative 5. Negative 5, right? And what's the coordinate of this one? What's the XY on that one?
7, 0.
7, 0. Okay, 7, 0. Okay, so make sure that you kind of recognize the difference between all 4 of them, right? 1 is on the number 1 and number 3 are on the Y-axis, and number 2 and number 4 are on the X-axis. Okay. All right, so now let me try to trick you again. Something a little bit harder. All right, so here's your XY. All right, there's your XY. Okay, so this is Y and this is X. Okay, so now, actually, let me see if I can put the grid on. Can I put the grid on? Line grid. Okay, here we go. Can you see? You can see the grid, right? So actually, let me draw it over again. How do I erase that? Can you erase this? How do I erase this? Delete. Okay, there we go. And then I want to delete this one too. Delete this one. Okay, so let me draw the grid again. Double arrow, arrow. Okay, so there's your X. And there's your Y. Okay, so you can see the grid. Okay, so it's like each line on the grid is one unit. So this is one right here, and this is one right here. Okay. Okay, so draw me these 5 points. Draw me -3, -3. Or just draw a little dot at -3, -3. Count carefully. That'll be 1, that'll be 2, that'll be 3, right?
Oh,
You can see the grid. You can see the grid, right?
no.
Can't see the grid? Okay, maybe I'm the only one that can see the grid. Let me see if I can make it darker. Dot grid. Can you see the dots?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so try. Okay, so draw the dot at -3, -3. Let me go back to the other grid. The other grid, the line grid is what we need. All right, -3, -3. Yes. Okay. All right, so that one's good. Let me erase this one here. Okay, so that one's good. Draw a dot at 0, 4. Zero, 4. Okay, good. -3, -3, 0. -3, 0. Okay, good. 6, 4. Draw a dot at 6, 4. Six, 4.
Oh, wait, that was an accident.
Okay. Six, 4. Good. All right. 4, -5. 4, -5. Or -5. Check that one again. Four would be right here. There's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, right here. Okay, so just move it over a little bit. All right, two more. -3, -4, 3, -4, 3. -4, 3, and -2, 5. Those two. That one. Check that one. Check -4, 3. Yes, yeah, that one. Yep, that one that you just drew. Okay, good. And then -2, 5. One, 2, 3, 4. Go up one more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up a little bit more. Like half a go up. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that one looks a little bit better. All right. Okay, good. Okay. Any questions on that stuff?
No.
All right, so let me go over one other thing with you. All right, so those are the coordinates. All right, so let's talk about the. Okay, you know what parallel means, right?
Yeah.
What does parallel mean again?
If two lines that don't touch each other.
Okay, yeah, right, exactly. So two lines that run side by side, but they never touch each other. Okay. Now that's parallel, right? Parallel. What's how do you spell parallel like that? I think I spelled it wrong, but you get the idea. Parallel. Okay. Perpendicular. What does that mean? Perpendicular. What does perpendicular mean?
I don't remember.
Perpendicular means like that. So those two lines, they form a 90-degree angle. So this is 90 right here, and this is 90 right here. So basically two lines that intersect, and one is vertical and one is horizontal, and they form 90 degrees. They intersect each other, and at that intersection, they form 90 degrees. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so are the y-axis, is the y-axis and the x-axis, are they parallel or are they perpendicular?
Perpendicular
Yes, but why?
because they form a right triangle and
Not a right triangle, but a right, not a right
oh,
triangle, but a right
a right angle.
angle. Yep, a right angle. Yep. Okay, good. Any two lines that intersect each other at 90 degrees are perpendicular. So they intersect each other at 90 degrees. All right. So the x and y axis are perpendicular to each other. And let's talk about this. Okay, so we got x equals 1 right there. We got, can I draw another one? We got X equals 2 right there. X equals 3 right here. Are those lines perpendicular to each other, or are they perpendicular? Are they parallel or perpendicular?
Parallel.
They're parallel because they run side by side, but they never touch. Okay, so now, okay, I gotta erase it the other way. Can't erase it like that. So basically, any horizontal line, you know what horizontal means, right?
Yeah.
What does horizontal mean again?
Horizontal means a line that's going up and down. No, side to side. Sorry.
Yeah, left and right, left and right. So the x-axis that goes left and right is horizontal, and the y-axis is vertical, up and down. Okay, so any two lines that are perpendicular will form a 90-degree angle. All right, let me see how I do this again. How did I erase this before? Oh, here we go. Delete, delete, and delete. Okay. Perpendicular and parallel lines. Okay, so we talked about coordinates, parallel lines, perpendicular lines. We talked about the quadrants. We talked about the signs of each quadrant. What else did we talk about? So where in real life do we use this? Why do we study this? Where do we use this? What's a real world application of this?
I don't really know.
Okay, you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
You ever used Google Maps? Or you ever
No.
used GPS?
Yeah.
So GPS is like one example of every point, like where you live, where I live, where your school is. Every point has a coordinate and an x and a y coordinate. Have you ever heard of longitude and latitude? You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Longitude and latitude. I think you spell it like this. Longitude. What does that mean? Longitude and latitude. Longitude, longitude and latitude. What does that mean?
Um, it's the two lines of the earth, and like one goes sideways and one goes up and down.
Exactly. Which one's sideways? Which one's up and down?
Longitude is sideways.
So this will be the x, right? So, and this will be the y. Okay. So when you're driving around and you're using GPS, every coordinate on Earth has an exact x and y coordinate. They have a longitude coordinate and a latitude coordinate. Okay. So this is like one way we use this. But now, do you know the difference between two-dimensional and three-dimensional? What does that mean? Two-dimension and three-dimension. Okay, so we have x and y, right? That's
Mhm.
two-dimensional. Two-dimensional. What does that mean, two-dimensional? What does two-dimensional mean?
Is it like flat?
It's like what?
I don't know. I don't know that one.
Two-dimensional just means like two variables, an x and a y, right? Length and width, for example. Length and width. You know that length and width, like with rectangles or squares, right? Now we have something called three-dimensional. So what are the variables in three-dimensional? X, comma, Y, comma, what?
Z?
Z. Okay, so in two-dimensional, we have length and width. In three-dimensional, we have what? Length times width times, what's the last one?
Height?
Times height. There's your three-dimensional. So two-dimensional, X and Y. Three-dimensional, X, Y, Z. Do we have four-dimensional?
Mm,
No,
no.
we don't have 4-dimensional. Just two-dimensional, 2D and 3D. 2D, 3D. 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional. So what you're studying in class now is 2-dimensional, X and Y. Okay. When you get older and you go to university, you'll study 3-dimensional. So something like the same thing, right? That'll be your X axis, right? This one's your X. This one's your Y, right? So those two are the same. Then you have Z, like in this direction. X, Y, Z, so 3-dimensional. X, Y, and Z. Length, width, height. Okay. Length, width, and height. Make sense?
Yeah.
Just like your pencil, your phone has 3 dimensions. It has a length, a width, and height. Your I don't know, your computer has a length, width, and height, right? Certain objects in real life, like this piece of paper right here, it'll be 2-dimensional because it only has a length and a width, right? So that's 2-dimensional. Like what you guys are studying right now is 2-dimensional. But like you have different objects, right? Like this bottle right here, it has a length, a width, and a height. So 3-dimensional. So there's certain software that when you get older, you'll use. It'll graph things not in 2-dimensional, but 3-dimension. Like on this graph, like 1, 1, 1, 3-dimensional. 1, 1, 1, 3 dimensions. Okay, but for now, you guys are just studying the two-dimensional. You understand? So you understand the 2D and 3D?
Yeah.
Make sense to you?
Yeah.
Any questions on that stuff?
No.
No. And how you doing in class? You doing okay in class?
Yeah.
What are you getting, an A or B or what?
I haven't like gotten anything, so right now I have an A.
You have an A still? Okay. You have your tests or quizzes coming up?
Um, I think there's one in May.
In May? A test? So it's what, April 18th today? So maybe a couple weeks you have a test?
Yeah.
All right, just let me know before you have your test and then we'll do the review, right?
Okay.
All right, you good for today?
Yeah.
All right, Jalen, I'll talk to you. Just let your mom know and tell her to text me and then we'll meet maybe next week again. Or no, yeah, maybe next week Tuesday we'll meet again, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, I'll talk to you next week then, Jalen.
Bye.
Okay, bye.